Hello, I'm Mike. Welcome to the channel. View from the shed. Happy Monday to you. Today is going to be a walkabout day. In my rules for aging, I would guess this one is going to be a demo of Don't Let the Old Man In. Projects underway, projects about to be started, projects completed, and a couple of failures. So without further ado, let's get on with the walkabout of the property. So here we go. There's Leon lazing around like he always does. So this pad here beside the shed, where I store a bunch of junk, that is the first fail. So you can see I dumped quite a little bit of gravel there and patted it down real hard. And the object was to install the temporary shed to store stuff in while I was finishing the inside of the main shed. And I put it so close to the roof here that we had an unexpected, very wet, heavy snow in November, and it all slid off the tin roof and almost crushed the temporary shed. So that led to hours of moving it into the driveway for the winter, and um, and then this spring I moved it out here to the woods, built a proper level base for it and installed it. You can still see it's kind of leaning a little bit to windward because when the snow hit the roof, it bent it pretty solid, and I had to jury rig fixing it. You can see that I've been working on building a trail here, and this is Keep the Old Man Out mega project. The trail is so that I have access to land. So many people have land, and I've got about 1.9 acres, I think. But you can't really access it. And when we first looked at this house, you couldn't really do anything with it. So I started building this trail so I can walk the dog 12 months of the year. My goal is to get it smooth enough that I can get down it with a snowblower. And I did last year, but it was quite a struggle. And that means removing some stumps and rocks and putting in gravel to level it so that the dog has a place to run and have fun all year round. So the trail is quite lovely. The woods here are almost all cedar, very shaded, lots of deer and other little animals. In the background over there, you can see a construction project, and that's somebody building a house, so I'm going to have a new neighbor. This little spot here, this little clearing, is something that I have slated to build a Finnish wood sauna. You can see the old stone wall from when this was agricultural land. And I've got plenty of rocks, so I'm going to be using those rocks for all kinds of projects. And one of them would be to build the foundation for a Finnish wood sauna. Yeah, so when I was 18, I had an opportunity to take on a tutoring assignment for the summer in Finland. It was, I think, 1980. Yeah, I was 18. And it was just a fantastic experience. I spent the whole summer there, and I learned the Finnish sauna culture, which is very different than the way we take saunas. It's very rustic. Many of them are wood burning, and it's an absolutely extraordinary experience when you get into it. So I've been pondering building one based on my recollections of what it's like to be in a Finnish sauna. And hopefully I'll be able to pull it off here. I'm not sure how long we're going to stay in this house, so I'm wondering maybe I should build it on a trailer so I can simply pull it out of here when when I'm ready to move on. So continuing on with the trail, um, goes down here, down this slope, and down at the bottom there was my mega project, one of two that I did last summer, which was building by hand a culvert over a small creek here. Now this one I actually had to build twice because I didn't do it well the first time, and probably gathering the stones is the most difficult part of doing this work, and then laying them obviously is quite the workout. This definitely falls into the keep the old man out category and to the pain tolerance category. This one has some inherent mistakes in it. So the first one is the size of the culvert tube, much too big, so that the material that's on top of the tube is too thin. And as you can see, it erodes quite easily. And the other thing was, I thought, what the hell do they make these tubes so long for? And I had this one custom cut to 8 feet. And then when I installed it, I realized why they make it so long is because as you're driving across it with a vehicle of some sort, it puts pressure on the ends and pieces fall out. So the wider it is, the better it will last. So lesson learned there. But after I had bought all of the culverts for future installation, so the trail continues on, and here you can see my neighbor's house going up. I call it the bunker. This is the south side of the house, and he's got no windows except for upstairs. He told me that beside the door there, that was his garage. Still, a garage with a southern exposure would be a wonderful place to work. Um, they have put their kitchen and everything upstairs so that they can access the view to the Appalachians just south of here. But still, I think this house is going to have resale issues at some point in the future. So here's our trail leading down to the next culvert, and Leon will lead the way. Now this culvert, I had learned a few lessons. I still had to deal with the shortness of the tube, but it is much more sturdy, bigger rocks, and better built. You can still see some erosion here. But I built it with curved entrance and exit that gives me a little bit more space entering it on with my ATV and a trailer. Now this used to be a dry ditch. You can see there's water running in it now. But it's because of this construction, the neighbor's house is built in a very swampy area. And he installed a French drain around this new house. And I'm not sure if you can see it over here, but it exits um, into the creek here. Sorry, I can't see it. And the water runs constantly. It's like having a tap running constantly. So all that water is running down onto my lower lawn. And my land goes right through to the next street, and my trail goes up to that area to fully take advantage of it. So there's the French drain, which runs constantly 724 into this little ditch, which used to be dry except for when it was heavily raining. And now it's running water down to my lawn. But, you know, I guess that's rule number 4. I think it's 4. Don't get angry. I'm not angry. I'm going to use this wetness by planting some trees and taking advantage of the fact that I'll have a constant water supply. This is where my land comes onto the other street, and it's a nice little flat area where I keep supplies for the projects that I'm doing. So this is what's left of my yard of gravel, which I've been using for driveway repairs and a whole bunch of other uh, uh, efforts like the culverts that I did last year and the one that I'm working on now. Trail comes right around, works its way back to the lower end of the property where all the water is accumulating, which it's quite spongy, but you know, it's green. There's the upside. So the trail comes out here on my lower lawn, and that's the next culvert project waiting to happen. The previous owner had built this little bridge out of planks, but it's not adequate for the task. And I'm going to dig this one down by hand, a couple of feet. I'm going to build up stone on each side, and I'm going to make it a nice bridge-like structure to handle all the water that's now coming down. So this is the little creek, and then from behind those trees there's a drainage pipe where that other ditch comes in and falls into the lawn here. So you can see it's quite wet. Now the trail circles around on the lawn here and goes back up towards the shed. And this is a lovely part of the trail where along both sides there are abundant raspberry bushes that Leon likes to actually eat, and he eats the wild strawberries too. Anyway, if there's mud and wetness, he will find it and he will lie down in it. We've got a couple of lovely apple trees down here on the lower lawn. One of them's not producing much, but this one here has got quite a few young apples on it. Let me see if I can find one right there. And these are Cortlands, and they make grape pie, and they're good eating apples as well. So we had quite a few of them last year. So this is the lower part of the lawn, and the house is up there on top of the hill. Very difficult lawn to cut. It's first of all, it's big. The angles of things like these ditches make it very difficult to get in with a tractor or a zero clearance mower. I like the physical aspect of a push mower. I have a tractor, so I do all the edges and around the trees with a whippersnipper and a push mower. And then the easier parts in the middle I do with the tractor. I just finished last weekend, I think I did. Probably took me about 10 hours to do everything. Folks ask me why I don't hire somebody to do it, but that falls into my keep the old man out and pain threshold categories, because when you work 10 hours on this type of labor in the heat, you definitely feel it. And but I love it. I love the feeling of accomplishment. I love making it look nice, and I'm always happy with the results. I'm getting better at it every week. Using the tractor was relatively new. Last year I did it all by hand, which was too much. So we'll see how that goes. We inherited some beautiful gardens when we purchased this place last, I guess, 18 months ago. And I'm not much of a gardener, but these gardens have earned my respect, and I'm spending time weeding, putting down cedar mulch, and trying to maintain them. So this one is along the driveway, and it's got a real nice variety of perennials. And we haven't planted any annuals, so these are all perennials that just come up on their own. And then the front of the house has a similar garden, and we really we enjoy the look. And so far I've really been enjoying the work, although it is a lot of work. So that's the garden. Now this is my my buddy and truck, Big Hank. I don't think it's strange or weird to name your truck. This guy I purchased in the fall, and have had a great time doing my cross-country run with him. And he's perfect for the climate we have here. Lots of snow, lots of rain, lots of rough terrain, dirt roads. And frankly, I just think he's great. I had a Dodge Ram Longhorn with a Hemi in it for 13 years and did 340,000 kilometers on it. And I was starting to worry it was going to give out on me. So I went and decided to buy Hank. And I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of the Ram, whose name was Angus. So my son, who was going through a breakup and was vehicle free, became a perfect donor candidate. Although he poo-pooed it a bit at the beginning, driving the Hemi in winter with a good set of snow tires proved to be something very magnetic to him. And so he loves the truck. And I'm so glad I found him a good home, because with 340,000 kilometers on it, I figured it'd be somebody's work truck, and I'd be seeing him in the village all covered with paint and dirt. Not the case. This is the house. Kind of a typical suburban house, even though we're out here in the country. My pride and joy project, probably my most successful one so far this year, was I installed a dog washing station. Look at this piece of kit. It is impressive, because Leon has the ability to find mud and dirt no matter where he goes. And this unit can handle a large dog, has a ramp, and makes cleaning him actually convenient versus the chore it was before. And in wet weather, we could be washing Leon 4 or 5 times in a day. So not a lot of soap, but a lot of rinsing. So in the pantheon of slack-jawed dumbass things to do, um, you'll notice that Hank's out here with all his windows and the sunroof open. Last Wednesday, uh, last Thursday, I went to play golf, and on my way home in the dark, I said, "Don't forget to close the sunroof because it's going to rain tonight." And guess what? I forgot to close the sunroof. So he took on a full-on load of rain. Didn't seem to do any damage, but the seats were sure wet. So I've been drying them out in the sun every day, and leaving them in the garage at night with the windows open. So far, so good. So my next series of obsessions, which will um, include the culverts, is the people who did the original landscaping here um, used a lot of rocks, which I like. And this is an area that is full of dry stone walls that are beautifully done. These are not beautifully done. These are somebody throwing a bunch of rocks down with a tractor. I like the stairs, but I just find this to be sloppy. And if you look at the garden over here, this one's even worse. So I bought myself a series of masonry tools, inexpensive, and I'm going to practice cutting and shaping rocks into dry walls, starting with the culvert at the bottom of the lawn that I just showed you. And then I would like to start on this one, clean up around the stairs, and if I have a if I develop a skill at it, then move that wall, like continue it all the way down to the corner of this driveway that leads to my shed. Now, these are the tools that I have acquired for my escapade in masonry work. A 3-pound hammer for cracking the big stones, a masonry's brick hammer for chipping away at stones, a large masonry's chisel, and a small masonry's chisel. We'll see how that works. I'm excited to try it out. They're so clean, they've never been used. Um, Maybe we'll see them on Facebook Marketplace in the next few weeks if I turn out not to have any talent at this, but I'm optimistic that I'll have some fun with it. So that's it for the walk around. Hope you enjoyed it. It'll give you a little context for some of the keep the old man out projects that I've got coming, and progress on ones that are already underway. So thank you. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe.